Hi guys, welcome to this new workout. We're going to be doing a full body workout-ish, lots of side work, coming from a seated to a standing position and then back down again. I will give options. It is a slightly more intermediate to advanced workout. So again, if you have any issues, any injuries, anything that you're not sure about, maybe try and do one of the beginner workouts first. But what we're going to do to begin with is come onto our knees. Now, if you have any issues with your knees, you can do this first bit standing up or even sitting on a chair if you wanted to. But I'm going to stay on my knees, and knees are in line with hips, and I want you to think tailbone, point it towards the floor, draw the belly button up and in, and just relax your arms towards your sides. And just give me a couple of shoulder shrugs, lifting the shoulders up towards the ears, and then letting them drop back down away from the neck. And again, up towards the ears, and then let them drop back down. And imagine you can feel the shoulder blades. They're like a V shape down the spine, and the base of that V is really drawing down towards your back pockets. So we're starting to wake up the back of the body, and that will be really important as we move through this routine. So as you drop your shoulders down, we're going to hold it here. Think about lifting the chest towards the ceiling, so we're really engaging that posture. And as we breathe in, we're going to float our right arm out to the side. And as we reach about shoulder height, we start to turn through that shoulder socket so the palm faces overhead. And then we exhale, we start to lower. And as we reach the shoulder, we turn through the shoulder so the palm comes to our side. Left arm, deep breath in. And we turn through that shoulder socket so the whole arm is turning. And then we exhale all the way back down to our side. So we've got a nice natural movement through that shoulder joint. Posture is staying nice and stable. And again, we're beginning to feel the back of the body just engaging and waking up. Lovely. Let's do both arms together. Same thing, we inhale, and as we reach shoulder height, we start to turn, bringing those palms in towards each other, and then exhale all the way back down to your sides. And again, deep breath in, turn, palms in towards each other, and then gently back to your sides. On your next one, again, deep breath in, we're going to float the arms up, and as we exhale, can we place the hands behind the head, linking the fingers? Just press your head back into your palms. And let's inhale, slide the shoulders up. Exhale, drop the shoulders down. Inhale, reach the arms up, and then exhale, start to circle back to your sides. And again, deep breath in. Exhale, hands behind the head, press that head gently back. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, shoulders down. Deep breath in, and then gently relax. Let's do that one last time. Deep breath in, turning through the shoulder socket. Hands behind the head, gently press the head back. Inhale. Now as you exhale, we'll drop the shoulders, but we're going to keep the hands behind the head. So gently press the head back. And as we exhale, we're going to lean to one side. Inhale, back to the center. The legs are staying stable, other side. So we exhale to move the upper body, and then inhale to the center. And I want you to keep focusing on gently pressing that head back into your hands. So we're not leaning forwards, we're not twisting. We're doing a nice slow bend to either side to wake up those oblique side muscles. Really nice. And again, one more time like this. Keep pressing that head gently back. Now as we come back to the center, we're just going to draw the fingertips to the temples. So point those elbows wide. Now you can stay on your knees like this, or if you're comfortable, we're going to step our right leg out to the side of the room, turning the toes to face forwards. And as we breathe out, we're going to do a little lean to our left side. Breathe into the center. Now we haven't got the hands behind the head anymore, but I want you to keep imagining you're gently pressing that head back, keeping the chest lifted. And if you want to, we can add in a reach with that right arm. So we're starting to open out the right side of the body. We're just testing our balance a little bit. Belly button and lower back, they're connecting. So start to engage your abdominals. Watch me. As I lean, I'm going to place my left hand down to the floor under control, and then I gently press back up, bringing the hands to the temples. I reach left hand to the floor, and then I press back up, hands to the temples. Now this time, if you're comfortable, as we come onto our side, we're going to hold it here. Now just make sure you're not twisting to the floor. Lift that chest, reach through that top arm. Let's see if we can float our leg up and down, breathing out, breathing in. Now, any issues with this, if you would prefer to come all the way onto your side, you can. We want to, again, keep the chest lifted. Lift that waist, but it's the same movement, floating that top leg up and down. So that is an option if you wish. If you're here, we're going to float that top leg up, and as we lower, place the foot to the floor, try and squeeze the bottom knee towards the top. Lower, lift, squeeze. So really beginning to feel the side of the body, that underside especially, that left side, really starting to work. Really nice, guys. We're going to do one more if you can. Now, as you come back to the center, we're going to float that top arm to the ceiling. Keep reaching away. You could stay here. So this is a side plank position. If you're comfortable, we're going to step that bottom leg behind. So step it behind. So we come into a side plank and we're just going to hold it. If you prefer, we can come down onto our knees and lift the hips. This is a slightly easier option. But we're going to hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And from here, I want you to gently turn yourselves into a plank. So turn onto your front, into a plank position. So if you're on your knees, you can literally just roll onto a kneeling plank. If you wanted to come back onto your toes, you can. And we'll just hold it here. Drop the shoulders, lift the chest. Again, think about putting the belly button and the lower back together. So they're meeting right into the center of the body. And we're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees, uncurl the toes and have a little sit back onto your heels. Now reach those fingers as far forwards as you can. Really stretch out the arms. And as you breathe out, we're going to spring forwards into a 3/4 plank, bringing the shoulders in line with the wrists. Inhale to sit back. Exhale forwards. Now, again, I want you to think about the back of the body. Those shoulder blades sliding down towards your back pockets. Think of that, a V shape. And if you're comfortable, we could curl the toes, sitting back onto the heels. And as we spring forwards, we lift the knees into a full plank. Knees down, we sit back on the heels. We spring forwards, full plank. Sit back. And forwards. One more. Now as we come into our plank position, a couple of options for you here. We could start to creep the toes forwards towards the fingers. Now if that feels a little bit uncomfortable for you, we can come onto our knees and step one foot out in front like this. Either way, we're going to come on up to standing. So if you're creeping your toes forwards, I want you to get them as close towards your fingers as you can. Allow the body to fold. And in your own time, start to tuck the tailbone, scooping in the belly button, and slowly coming up to standing. So we should be at the left end of our mat. So if you're coming up from a kneeling position, that is also fine. I want you to end up here. So feet to hip distance apart. So now we're standing, but again, tailbone pointed down, belly button and lower back connected. And picking a spot straight in front, we're going to sit back into a squat. So we're going to bend the knees. Knees stay behind the toes. Keep the chest lifted. Oh, you can hear my knees going there. Keep the chest lifted. So looking straight ahead. Shoulders back and down. Now, any issues with your knees, probably stay with this one. But if you're comfortable, we could step back into a lunge and we could do alternate sides. So now the chest stays slightly higher. We keep looking forwards. So we want to make sure we don't look down at the floor. But it is a straight line down as we step back. So straight line, bend both knees. And again. Now as you step your right leg back, we're going to hold it. So from here, again, I'll give you some options, but if you can, we're going to turn. So we're facing forwards, the toes are pointing out wide. So we're into a squat and we're going to keep turning all the way to face the right side of the mat and we come into that lunge. We turn back to the center and we continue to turn, face the left side into that lunge. Up, center, turn, lunge. Up, center, bend. Now, any issues, if you are not comfortable with the lunge, we can stay with our squat. So we squat and then we step out. We squat wide. We turn to the other end of the mat. We squat. Again, step out, bend, and back. So that is completely up to you. We can lunge, turn, bend, turn. We pivot on those toes. So make sure the whole body moves. Toes are wide. Toes are pointed to one end. Toes are wide. Toes are pointed to one end. And again. Really good, guys. We're going to do one more each end. So, oh, my feet are going further and further apart. As we turn to face the right end of the mat, we're going to do our lunge and we're going to step forwards. We come back to feet hip distance apart. So feet are back to hip distance. And we come back to our squat. Or if you want to your alternate lunges. Up to you. Bending those knees. Keeping that upper body lifted. Finding that balance. Really nice, guys. And again. Looking good as we step forwards. I want you to hold it here. Feet to hip distance, relax your shoulders. Deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to nod the chin, the neck, the shoulders. Slowly folding forwards. So imagine your tailbone is lifting up towards the ceiling. And as we reach the floor, we're going to step back into our plank. So see if you can walk your feet back into a plank position. Lower the knees. Sit back onto your heels and have a little stretch. Spread those fingers nice and far. And when you're ready, spring forwards. Come into that 3/4 plank. Shoulders in line with wrists. Inhale to sit back. Exhale forwards. Inhale back. We can curl the toes, and as we sit back, exhale, press forwards, lifting the knees, full plank. Knees down, sit back. Spring forwards, full plank. Sit back. Spring forwards. And again. Two more. So again, belly button and lower back, connect them. Draw them in towards each other. And let's have a little sit back onto the heels. Come forwards into a plank. Either a 3/4 or if you want to curl those toes, full plank, and let's hold it here. So think about lifting the chest, pulling up through the back of the arms. And just breathe nice and deeply for 5. Now, for 4, we're going to turn into our side plank in 3, 2, 1. So if you can, we're going to rotate onto our side. We're going to lift that top arm. Now remember, you've got options. You could come down onto your knees and simply lift the hips. Or you could stay on in your full plank and just bend that bottom knee. So do what feels comfortable, and we're just going to hold for another 5, 4, 3, and when you're ready, can we all bend that bottom knee so we end up a little bit like this? Reaching that arm overhead now, big stretch. And let's lift that top leg up and down. Lift and lower. So remember, if you want to, you can come down onto your side and continue just to float that top leg. But I want you to think about your posture. So we're not collapsing or slouching. Whichever position we're in, the chest is open, arm overhead. We're reaching up and away from the floor. And if you're here, we can lift that top leg. And as we lower, press the foot into the floor and try and squeeze the bottom knee up. Lower, lift, squeeze. So we're really, again, working into the sides of the body. Looking really good, guys. It's a little bit more wobbly on this one. Don't know how you guys feel, but you're doing well. 2 more. Lovely. 1 more. Now from here, nice and controlled, we're going to push ourselves all the way up, and we're going to do a little lean, reaching the left arm, lowering the right. Again, under control, and then we press up. So we're just repeating everything we did on the other side. Nice and controlled, nice and slow. And as you press up, let's hold it here. Think about left toes are pointing forward, that leg is outstretched. Right hand is going to stay to the temple now, and we're just going to reach left arm over. So we're taking it all back to where it started. Reach. Really nice, and again. 1 more time. Lovely, and from here, we're going to come back onto both knees. We're going to relax the arms. And I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing here. Again, tailbone pointed towards the floor. Belly button and lower back connected. So we feel as though we're pressing in from either side of the body. That's going to give us a nice sort of band of strength around our middle. And just looking straight ahead. Can we exhale and hinge back through the knees? Inhale forwards. Exhale. Inhale. Chest stays lifted, and you're always looking straight ahead. We don't want to lift the chin and look up. The neck moves in line with the spine. So it's a nice straight line from the crown of the head all the way to the knees. Looking really good. Now, any issues with your knees, maybe stay with this one. But if you are comfortable, your final move, we're going to come and take a seat back onto the heels. So if you think about hips and sit bones and heels are in line. Now, shoulders and heels are in line. They're going to stay in line. We're just going to press the hips forwards and then sit the bottom back. So notice, shoulder and heel, always in line. We're pressing the hips forwards. That's going to be quite a lot of work on the fronts of those thighs, and especially just above the knee. So any issues if it's not feeling comfortable, don't do it. But think about squeezing the glutes, pressing forwards and down, forwards and down, and again. Last one, and we're going to see if we can hold it here, pressing the arms behind, turning the palms to face the back of the room. Just give me some little pulses. Belly button and lower back, they're connecting. Bottom is squeezing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax out of it. Give those thighs a little rub. Place the hands towards the mat and just find a nice box position. And we'll finish with a couple of cat stretches. Just tucking the tailbone under, scooping in the belly button and rolling up through the spine. And then lifting the chin, lifting the chest, look up. And again, tuck that tailbone, rolling up through the spine. And then lift the chin, lift the chest. One more time. And there we have it. Well done, guys. That was quite an advanced workout, so I'm quite sweaty now. I hope you are too. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you